Active fire protection is a necessary component of fire protection. There are 3 steps for active fire protection: fire detection, fire evacuation, and firefighting.
We are going to start at the first phase of the active fire protection, which is the fire prevention. Fire prevention is a protection within the facility which relies on detection components and prevent fires from spreading, keeping them in its original place. And these are the laws that are related to fire prevention. The references of the building is taken from Taylor's University for our studies. Next is its time schedule, which consists of the requirements of the fire safety equipment needed on each area of the building. In this case, we are focusing on institutional occupancies since we are taking Taylor's building as an example. Fire detection is a protection that includes control and indicative equipment in order to provide warning on the onset of the fire and allowing the proper firefighting action to perform. And these are the laws that are related to fire detection equipments, which covers smoke detectors, fire alarms, and fire sprinklers.
Fire evacuation. It is an evacuation plan that is needed to leave as fast and safely as possible from emergency. Exit doors by Law 1731 and 2 should be openable from the inside and should have a self-close mechanism. Voice communication system by Law 239 is a communication system that should be installed. Rate of discharge by Law 182 is a travel per floor of person should be 60 persons per minute. Exit route by Law 1691, no exit route may reduce in width along its path of travel from story exit to the final exit. Emergency power system by Law 2531 should be provided to supply illumination. Arrangement of story exits by Law 1742, each exit should give direct access to a final exit. Emergency lights by Law 253A should be installed in purpose to provide enough lighting for occupants to escape. Travel distance in places of assembly by Law 188 in sprinkled buildings, the travel distance from the first point to exit shall not exceed 60 meters.
Now, for the final step of the active fire safety and evacuation scenario is firefighting. Firefighting is the idea of preventing the spread of a fire by putting it out. However, only specially trained organizations are able to do so. Overall, for fire appliance access openings must be laid along the external walls of buildings. As soon as the firefighters arrive, their way of accessing the building is using the fire lift, firefighting staircases, firefighting access lobby if available, while having full access to the wet and dry rising systems, which must all be installed in order to have an immediate connection. For wet and dry riser systems or any other fire installations, they must be in the color red for clear identification. Using the bridging inlet from the fire truck, firefighters are able to pump water into the building from the dry riser system, while the wet riser system is permanently charged with water, utilizing pumps and tanks. The fire hydrant can also be used since it must be installed not more than 45 meters from the fire extinguishers. Hose reel systems is another option in hand where a firefighting tank is placed on top of the building supplying the hose. Finally, the most common item to utilize, fire extinguishers.